Hey, what's going on? It's Greg here, and you're on the Aggressive Fat Loss Workout video page. And I'm gonna demonstrate these exercises for you. So the first exercise we're doing on workout A are actually seated dumbbell shoulder presses. A great exercise to build up the shoulders. We're doing 3 sets here because that's one of the muscle groups we're gonna be specializing on this aggressive fat loss cut is the shoulders. So I recommend doing 1 or 2 warm-up sets. Go lighter. If you're planning on going up to like say 50 pounds, then I'd do your first warm-up set with about half of that, 25 pounds. And then another one with like 35, 40 pounds. Anyways, this exercise basically looks like this. You're gonna start here. As you get stronger, one of the mistakes people make is they try and lift it up from here and they don't have the bicep strength. So you want to start with the dumbbells here. I can clean up like 120 pounds. It's not an issue. People complain that they can't bring the dumbbells up. It's because they're not doing it properly. Put them right on the top of your knees. From here, use your leg drives to bring it up. Turn them in, and you want to go all the way up, right down to your ears. No half reps. Some people will do this, which is taking a lot of the shoulders out of the equation. You want to go all the way down right to about here, get that full stretch. That's the shoulder press. So you're going to start with, after the warm-up, you're going to do one really heavy set, about 4 to 6 reps, rest 3 minutes, another set, dropping the weight by about 10%, then going up to 6 to 8, rest 3 minutes, drop the weight by about 10%, go up to 8 to 10. Now, you might not be able to drop the weight by 10%, you might have to go from basically about 10 to 15%. So if you're doing like 70 pounds, you might want to drop down by about 10 pounds and go do a bigger drop instead of doing the 5 pounds because it'd be too narrow. Anyways, that's the shoulder press. Cool. And the next exercise we're doing are weighted pull-ups or lat pull-down. If you can't yet do pull-ups, then do the lat pull-down option. And that's just gonna be 4 to 6 reps, rest 3 minutes, 6 to 8 reps with lighter weight, as prescribed in the program. And with the lat pull-down, essentially you're doing a little bit wider than shoulder width, so about here. You're pulling it right down to below the chin. You don't want to use your biceps, you want to bring the shoulders forward and keep them back. But ideally you'd be doing pull-ups. If you can't do weighted pull-ups, that's okay. Just do 2 sets of pull-ups in like that 6 to 10 rep range. Once you can do that, once you do like 10 reps, then you start adding weight. And here's how the pull-up form looks. So a bit wider than the shoulder width, right about here. I like to cross my legs, keep it strict, and right up to here. That's how it looks. You don't have to go all the way up. You don't have to just bring your chin, just have your chin clear the bar. That's where you're getting the maximum contraction. And essentially, you want to think almost of pulling your elbows down to the floor. That will bring in more lats. People, when they're new to like pull-ups and chin-ups, they'll try and really use their biceps. They'll be kind of in here, and the shoulders will come forward. That's not how you're going to build a lot of strength. You need to use both your biceps and your back together. Like bodybuilders like to really isolate and do this kind of thing. It puts a ton of shoulders on the stress on the shoulders, and ultimately you can't get that strong with isolation form. So the bodybuilders will do this kind of thing. Look like this. It's very stressful on the shoulders, and you're just not going to build up. Like on pull-ups, I build up to 120 pounds. You can't do that with that bodybuilder form. I mean, a lot of times bodybuilders get too focused on the squeeze and feeling the muscle in the pump, but that doesn't work very well because you can't get stronger, you can't progress. So you want to use like a mixed technique where you're using everything. So right here. And I always explode up. When you really explode up, that's where you can get maximum muscle fiber recruitment. You always want to use maximum power, and it's just more functional that way. So that's the pull-up. When you can do weight, then you can start adding weight onto your first set. So you might be doing 30 pounds in your first set, then you drop it by 10%, and that's 10% of total body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds and you're doing 50-pound pull-ups, well, you're gonna drop it by 25 pounds, a bit under 25-pound pull-ups. So just 2 sets here. We don't need to hit the back too hard. We just want to develop strong, nice, wide V shape without overdoing it. Cool. All right, so at this point in the workout, we've hit some heavy shoulder presses, build those shoulders up. We've hit some pull-ups, building that nice, strong muscular back. Now we're gonna go to some dips. just gonna work the chest and the triceps. This way, we're hitting the chest a little bit on Monday and then again really hard on Friday. So the chest is gonna grow nicely. With the dips, you can go about shoulder width or a bit wider. I'm gonna start up here and come down. Right when the shoulders drop below the elbows. Get that full range of motion. A lot of people do this. That does nothing. Right here. Same thing, a lot of bodybuilders, they like to do some extreme technique. They'll either stay really high upright and just focus on the triceps, or they'll lean forward and really hit the chest. But that's not what the body's meant to do. It's meant to kind of use everything as effectively as possible. So you want to do more of a natural movement. So natural lean forward. Not up here, not all the way here, just in between. That's how you develop a lot of strength. And when you're doing dips with 100+ pounds, your chest is going to be really solid. You have that nice cut under the chest, you have solid triceps. And so ideally you want to build up to doing this weighted, adding 45 pounds, 90 pounds, 150 pounds, wherever you want to build up constantly. The beautiful thing with pull-ups and dips is that you can just add a 2.5 pound plate each workout, so you're making those small incremental improvements. So that's the way to dip, just like this. And if you're gonna do the weighted dip, you're gonna want to get a belt, a dipping belt, to attach the weight. If you're trying to hold it between your feet, it's gonna go horribly wrong. And if you can't do dips, well, you can either do close grip push-ups, right here, for 2 sets, keeping those elbows in. If you can build up to 15 reps on close grip push-ups, you'll be able to do at least 5, 6 dips. The other option is to do close grip bench press, where you have the bench press with the elbows in and develop that tricep chest strength. But ideally you'll build up to weighted dips. Weighted dips are a really good movement. To really build the most strength and muscle, you need exercises that are responsive, where when you do them, it's easy to get stronger at them. Dips is the most responsive upper body exercise I've ever used. It's just really easy to progress on them. Other exercises, you can't say the same, but the dip is awesome. So at this point, we've hit the shoulders, we've hit the back, we've hit a bit of chest and triceps here. Now we're gonna do some incline dumbbell curls to hit the biceps. With the pull-up variation, we're really building a lot of bicep strength at the top. The biceps are really contracted down here. So now let's do an incline dumbbell curl to build the strength on the lower portion. Get a really good stretch. And because we've hit the outer bicep head from pull-ups, we're gonna work on more of the inner. So we're gonna turn them out. And the incline double curls, you're here, and just like this. We're doing 6 to 8 reps in that first set. You can get strong in this. I've gone up to about 65 pounds, and your biceps really, they build when you build up that strength. The second set, you're just gonna drop by 5 pounds per dumbbell. So let's say you did 30 pounds in your first set, you go down to 25 and you go for 8 to 10 reps. That's the reverse pyramid training protocol on this exercise. Just go down by 5 pounds. And yeah, you can do them one arm at a time, but that's what I used to do, but now I like to do both at the same time. It goes by faster, I can push it harder, it ends quicker, and so I actually like doing both together. Very good bicep movement. Okay. At this point, we just want to finish off with some isolation work on the shoulders. One of the muscle groups we're really prioritizing are the shoulders in this program, so you get that nice pop. But the shoulders develop that catness. And it's not enough just to do heavy shoulder pressing. We also need to do some isolation work on the lateral delts. So I really like to do lateral raises, rest pause style. The rest pause is extremely effective. When you do lightweight training, you're only getting maximum muscle fiber recruitment on those last few reps. With rest pause training, we sidestep that. We go for about high reps in that first set, and then we just rest 10, 20 seconds, and then we maintain that state of maximum recruitment. So here, right here, I like to do them with the dumbbells in front, and just right up here. Side angle, right here. I'd say turn the pinkies up the top, really brings in the shoulders. Those are the lateral raises. A lot of people like to do them here. It puts a lot of work on the traps. Come here, like you're holding 2 beer mugs, and you're pouring them as you come up. That's the lateral raise.